Hi, this is Mr. Giles with a quick tutorial on how to animate a character. Today I'm going to animate Homer Simpson walking across this beautiful beach. And it's pretty simple if you've done the other steps and you're using Paint and Pivot. This will be the next logical step. So the first thing is I found my background. So you find a background. You can pause if you haven't found it. I'm going to find a picture of Homer. It is important to type PNG into your search. So you write Homer dot or Homer space and then just write PNG, and that's going to help you find a picture that has this checkerboard background. The checkerboard background makes it transparent. So I'm going to copy that image and I'm going to go back to paint.net and I'm going to create a new layer. It is always important to create a new layer. If you're a shortcut ninja, Control-Shift-N will make your new layer, or you can click on this little plus sign. Now I'm going to paste Control-V Homer. If he's too big for the screen and it says, expand canvas, you can make it big and then shrink him down. So I'm going to make him this size, and I'm going to start right here. And okay, the animation process is pretty simple. Step one is I'm taking a photograph by saving it. So I'm going to save this as a JPEG, and I'm going to call this H1 to simplify the process for myself. I'm going to save it as JPEG. I think you can also save as a PNG. So H1. I'm going to say OK and flatten. So there's my guy in his background. Now you'll see my layers they went away. So I'm going to hit Control Z to get my layers back. I'm going to select layer 2 again, which is what Homer's on, and I'm going to move him. I'm going to slide him over a little bit like this. And I'm going to go Control-Shift-S, and I'm going to change it to JPEG, and I'm going to call this H2. And I'm going to save, say OK, flatten. Then I'm going to hit Control Z again. So you see there's a pattern we're going to get into. So I'm going to, oops. Do you see why that moved? Because I was selecting the bottom layer. So I'm going to hit Control Z, select the right layer. I'm going to move him over a little bit more. Control-Shift-S, and we'll call this, I bet you can guess, H3. You're right. You're smart. Okay, so I'm talking to myself. H3, there we go. Say OK, flatten. Now I've got him moving. I'm going to move him one more over. Oops, Control-Z, and I'm going to drag him a little farther like he ran. He was picking up speed. Control-Shift-S. I'm going to change this to a JPEG. And I'm going to call this H4. I just want a sequence so that I can put them in order. It's easy for me to find. Flatten, and I'll just finish this out. I'm going to have him, oops, again, select the right layer, then move it. I'm going to have him almost get off the screen. Control-Shift-S, change it to a JPEG, H5, okay, flatten, Control-Z. We got a pattern going now, and drag, oops, select the right layer, drag him off the screen, and we already have that one. No, I don't. Control-Shift-S. I'll save this, and this will be H5. JPEG. H5. Did I just do an H5? I guess I'll call this H6. Let's call it H6 just to be safe. Okay. I might even start with H6 because it's the blank picture. Okay, so now I've got all my images. So now we're going to animate them in Pivot by loading them as backgrounds. Load background, and it's on my desktop. I have a lot of things on my computer. Let's go H1. Open. Yep, I want to set this to the dimensions. Now I'm going to hit that, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. Then I'm going to load another background, and we're going to go H2. I'm going to open that, and I'm going to do that 2 or 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go File, Load Background, H3, Open, and I'm going to do that 1, 2, add frame 3 or 4 times. So far I'm going to hit play. There he goes. He's already moving, so I'm going to finish adding him in. So that was 3, so let's go File, Load Background, H4, Open, and we'll go 1, 2. I'll just go 2 this time. And then File, Load Background, H5, Open, Add Frame, and then the last one, File, Load Background, H6, Open, and I'm going to let that go a couple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then hit play. Homer is running across the beach. And then the final step, if you want to share this with people, you can save animation to save the Pivot project file, but to share it, you go to Export Animation. And this I call it the baking process. You're taking all the layers and different things that program does, and you're making it into something that anyone on the internet can probably see. So we're saving it as a GIF. I'm going to call this Homer Walks Across the Beach. If you were my student and you were going to turn it into my class, you would put your last name in the beginning. I'm Giles, so I'd put Giles. Homer Walks Across the Beach. And then I make sure I know where I'm saving it. I'm going to save it to my desktop. If you're my student, you're saving to your H drive. If you're watching this at home, you're saving it wherever you want. Okay, but it's important to know where you save it so you can find it. And I'll save that. And I'm just going to say OK to these messages. And then in just a moment, I can look on my desktop and I'm going to see that I have this picture that I just saved. There it is, animated Homer as an image. You're going to notice some quality degradation in a GIF, so you can see the background doesn't look as sharp as the original picture. And I think you can play with the settings, and honestly, I'm not sure exactly how to do that. But anyway, there you go. There's how to animate a character using Paint.net and Pivot. Now, there's a whole nother set of ways to do this in Pivot itself, and I have other tutorials for that. So have a great day. This is Mr. Giles. Drive safe. Watch out for strangers. Be kind to animals.